Mental gymnastics is not thinking. Mental gymnastics is when you have a preconceived notion, and when you're confronted with contradictory evidence, you go through all kinds of false reasonings and logical fallacies to try and make your preconceived notion fit, despite all the contradictory facts and evidence. Mental gymnastics is not pointing out what you got wrong or thinking about it. Good storytelling is subjective, but bad storytelling is not when you go into a story with preconceived ideas and then that story contradicts what you thought was true going in. Nor is it bad storytelling when the story doesn't explain to you the mechanics of how everything in the story works. When you first learned about hyperspace, you didn't need to understand how it worked in order to appreciate and understand the story. Just like you don't need to know the precise mechanics of how a blaster works, how a lightsaber is a thing that can exist, or how the Force can even be a thing. All of that information is supplemental material that doesn't move the story along, but that nerds like us can go look up if we want to learn more about it. But you didn't need the movie to explain to you how putting one foot in front of the other is how walking works. Nor did you need it to explain to you how when you move your mouth and make noise, it's a form of communication. So you shouldn't have needed any real detailed explanation as to how when two things crash into each other, they go boom. This is a fundamental simplicity of existence that you have to go out of your way to make not work. The fact that you went into The Last Jedi with this presupposition, hardcore presupposition as to how hyperspace works, or as I think is more likely, you came home and listened to outrage YouTubers and TikTokers insisting that this was a universe-breaking event. The fact that it turns out that the Star Wars canon doesn't actually support any of this evidence, well, that's not the writer's fault. That's a you problem. You know, nobody is telling you that you need to like The Last Jedi. That's not what anybody is saying. But you might want to be really, really cautious about blinding everybody with all that projection.